Check, and we're hot.
All right.
Welcome back to Wilder Mind.
You know what this time is now? Ooh, so crispy.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
I got walleye today.
Give me one. Get it. Sure. There it is.
Yeah, walleye again.
Yeah, I think the whole box is
The old
walleye.
pickerel. Yeah, we need some other ones. I've seen all sorts of. How many fish are there? Do you know?
I don't.
There's a lot of species of fish in the world. But if you're talking about bush lake hens, there's 4.
That's what I'm talking about, you smart ass.
Making sure.
All right, we're back, Jack.
Okay.
Episode number
4.
4.
Four.
For
For the foreheads.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it was a quick one.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Busy day.
I'll start us off with something.
Sure.
I listened to the podcast, episode 3. I happen to be listening to that in the truck. You know, we got to preview these things.
Yeah.
Something slipped by me in the last episode that I got to bring up. And I started thinking about it, and now I got to call this out. We talked about a bunch of different stuff. We talked about sports. At one point, how I didn't catch this, Jason Brown said that the best athletes in the world are NBA players. And how I did not catch that when he said it, I got to call that one right out. We got to go back and revisit
I'm
that
willing
whole
to talk
scenario.
about it. Trust me, I don't like saying that.
Justify it.
And you got to justify an NBA player
will.
as the best athlete.
Okay.
Okay. Justify that for me.
7-footer,
Yeah.
full speed, shooting a basketball from 30 feet,
Yeah.
rebounding,
Yeah.
physical ability, free throws,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Have you ever played basketball before?
Yeah, because I'm a hockey
Competitively.
player and I can.
Competitively.
Yeah,
Chris.
because I can.
Chris.
I can play any sport because I'm a hockey player. A
Professional.
basketball player runs up and down at a 7 foot. Give him credit.
Sure.
But he can't catch a football. They can't throw. They can't. Best athletes, I got to disagree.
Zdeno Chara, 7 foot, fastest game on earth, razor blades on his feet, puck in a pocket this big from 100 feet.
Yeah.
Willingly fights, doesn't wear a Phantom of the Opera mask when he gets hit in the face. I mean,
I agree. I didn't say they're strong or hard nosed or anything. The NBA player, I would say this: the percentage of NBA professionals is so small compared to most sports. So I don't know an NBA player. I might know 1 or 2 that I've ever talked to, and I think where I'm going with the percentage of the equation is you can't become an NBA player unless you are so elite, and it comes down to athletic ability, shooting ability. It's all that. Trust me, I'm a baseball player. I don't like to say it. Baseball players aren't the best athletes.
No.
They're skilled.
No.
Golfers are not the best athletes. They're extremely skilled. Yeah. Athletically, to see a 7-footer do what they do on that floor in person, and I played basketball a lot in my high school career. It is insane what that next level is. You guys were, I would say, could have went pro if you continued to work at it. And so my point is, from an athletic standpoint, I'm not saying skill-wise, just athletically, I think the NBA player or a high level basketball player, which happens to be the NBA, supersedes all the sports. I'm not saying they're the best skilled.
Sure.
I'm just saying
Okay.
athletic ability. Right. I'm with you. I take it personally too. I'm a baseball player.
No, I laughed about it because I started, I for whatever reason.
I wrote it down in my journal that night.
Yeah,
I laughed about it later that day.
Yeah, I thought about it. I'm like, wait, what did he just say? Why didn't I catch that on the podcast? And I'm like, I got to bring it up. We got to have this discussion. There's way more deeper stuff that needs to happen here. Let's leave it up to let's put this out there and leave it up to the fans.
Yeah.
What is the best athletes? What sport is it? Do you agree with Jason in basketball or hockey? That's what I believe. And again, it's jaded, no question.
You got to throw something out there for an MMA guy too.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean,
I put golf up there.
Those guys, MMA guys, when you think about what they can do.
John Daly's a good golfer. I'm just going to throw that out there.
John Daly is a good golfer.
Yeah,
he is smashing darts while he does it, but he's a hell of a stick. the MMA guys, like when you think of how they train and they do all that stuff,
Yeah.
like running and jumping, and like they're athletic as hell too. So
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I asked Matt Hughes one day what he did for cardio before he went into one of his big UFC fights.
Ridiculous.
And he said, I do nothing. I just tell myself in my brain that I'm going to beat the ever living fuck out of the other guy, and I'm not going to stop until it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's one way.
Doesn't work in other sports.
Yeah, right. That's one way to get there.
Yeah.
Pure sheer willpower.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of funny.
Sports are funny though. I mean, if you look at all the sports that are out there, you got, the decathletes. You've got track and field. You've got soccer, who are probably in the best shape of any player. So there's all the different levels of, who's in the best shape.
Yeah.
Soccer players, no question. Who has the most skill? Hockey players, no question.
Yeah.
The ability to skate at that level, to pass the puck, to shoot the puck, to all these things that a hockey player needs to do and be tough and fight and defend. There's no question. Skill is hockey.
Yeah.
And then you got baseball, who you got to hit a little, frickin' circle, ball coming at you at 100 miles an hour. You have, 0.08 of a second to react to it.
Yeah.
And so there's all these things. And that's why sports are great, is because there's no right or wrong answer.
The part of hockey that nobody really thinks about is that you have to be able to mentally process the game at full speed for an extended period of time. Like football, you got to mentally process where defenders are and where you need to go or where the offense is going, vice versa. But it's in a short sprint, right? It's like, that play's done. Okay, reset, take the next one. In hockey, you could have a 2-3 minute whistle-less, and you're always processing. So that mental side of the game is
it is interesting. I agree with you, because like a quarterback in the NFL is processing to your point. I mean, it is amazing when you think about what a quarterback is reading, coverage, and where it goes in. That alone is amazing. Again, golf, hand-eye coordination. I mean, we all know, because again, we like to think of ourselves as athletes, and you play the game and you can only get to a certain level. So I understand the argument of the NBA is such an elite group at the NBA level that I might have to agree with that one, because there isn't not a lot of people get to the NBA. That part I can understand in that particular sport. When I judge it against athletes, I know a lot of hockey players that can multi-sport. So they can play baseball, throw a baseball, they can run, they can lacrosse, they can play golf, they can hand-eye. So I think about like a hockey player and the people that I've known in my past or even know now, multi-sport, multifaceted. There's not really a game. Now, can they play basketball at a competitive level? No, but can they dribble, shoot, and do it? The answer is yes. Where I look at other sports and you have them, they're elite in their sport, but could they put skates on? Probably have to, train and do that. So it starts, I guess, with the skill. And then it's like, okay, that's the highest skill, to your point. And then where does it go from there? So it's a hard argument, but I just thought it was funny, because I don't know. I'm like, NBA, and I'm just not a basketball guy.
I expected retaliation.
I almost did.
I was like, hey, they agreed.
That's why I brought it today. I was like, no, wait a second.
We're still feeling out how this is going to go, because when you said it, I about fucking just...
I'm diving in right now.
Trust me.
If we can't razz each other on this one, you guys, I just out there, I'm driving in my truck. I'm like, did he just say NBA? I'm like, wait, how did I miss that? So, so I thought that'd be a good way to start today, is just because it's a good argument. I mean, it's always going to be an argument. The GOAT in every sport and all that stuff, you hear it. You can't really, different time frames, different rules. There's this chase right now with Ovechkin going after Gretzky's record. And it's an incredible thing to watch. But in reality, this is just my opinion, I think Ovechkin's record is way more impressive than Gretzky's based on the level of game, the pads, the rules, and what he's been able to do. I think he's an elite player. A lot of people say Gretzky is the great one, and look, Gretzky is amazing at 1980, whatever, when that was the case.
Stand-up goaltenders.
I think Mario Lemieux, in a healthy career, and I think even Gretzky has said this, would have blown every one of his records out at that time. Now you're seeing players that are catching that stuff in this time. So it's like every generation has a different GOAT.
Yep,
They can't
for
just
sure.
say that's the GOAT of all time.
Yep.
It's just like,
Yep.
I just think every generation has a GOAT,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
There's an iteration of the game for every era.
Exactly.
And every era's got its own.
Exactly. And every era has a GOAT. But as far as like the greatest of all time, it's just hard to do it by numbers based on what shifts in sports,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, Tiger Woods came along and new technology blew everything away. He's got a driver. He's hitting 300 yards. Jack did it with a wooden peg. You know what I mean? Like he's
Sammy
over there.
Snead.
Yeah, Sammy
With a
Snead.
persimmon-headed Wilson.
But to do it with that, you're amazing.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And so now to do it with the new tech, so it's like it's an interesting.
It's
dynamic.
crazy. You know, on the way in, I'd listen to sports all the time. They were having this argument on the Dan Patrick show about Babe Ruth and Shohei.
Yeah.
So Shohei, he's 6'5", 6'6", jacked.
Yep.
You don't realize that.
Yeah, he's giant.
The guy throws 100. He hits the ball 550 feet. He has 50 stolen bases, and they're making comparisons to him and Babe Ruth. There is no comparison.
Yeah.
If you look at Shohei in 1920,
Yeah.
the guy would have been where'd he come from?
yeah, it would have been an
from a
anomaly.
freak of nature.
Yeah, exactly.
But to your point, the eras, there probably has never been a more famous GOAT than Babe Ruth in his era.
In his era. I agree.
Because he just did things that never had been done before.
Yep. Yeah.
So, when you talk about eras, you got to put that into the context. Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Well, sticking to hoops, it's obviously March Madness.
March Madness.
So a couple things I look forward to in March Madness every year. One is obviously the tournament. Two is Final Four Fillmore, which is always always an interesting character.
It is.
Who do you guys got going all the way?
So going back to my knowledge of college sports and basketball, whatever the easy pick was on ESPN. No, I went
1v1.
I went 1v1 all the way to the end. And no, I got Duke coming in on one, and I got Michigan State going far, but I just can't put them in the winners bracket.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
hard.
blue. I can't put them in the winners bracket.
Yeah.
So I got Florida on another one, but I basically ended up with the ones in the front there. But I do have some upsets. I threw some upsets in there.
You got to chuck a few in.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked at the numbers and was like, I feel like they're going to win.
Yeah, the 5-12 is always a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do about 10 brackets a year. I'm in multiple. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. My whole family, we've done brackets since the boys have been little. When my wife and I first started dating, we would cut them out of the newspaper and fill them out. Like we just love this time of year. But there's a couple teams I've been watching. St. John's is surging. Yeah. It's a big story this year. They've won the Big East, I think, for the first time in 30 years. Rick Pitino's at the helm. Good coach, historical coach. They're playing really well. They actually have a documentary on Vice Sports right now that they followed. They followed them all year. It's really interesting because they're in New York. They went on Jimmy Fallon. I mean, they're getting some notoriety for being a New York City college. So they're a cool story. Michigan State, the hometown. I'm a Michigan fan, but I don't overlook what Tom Izzo does in March.
Yeah.
He is due a championship. He has the guards in the tournament. Guard play is number one. They've got 4 guards that can come in there and do anything. They've got some bigs that know their role. They lock people up defensively. They're a tough matchup for any team. Michigan State's gonna go far. Florida's playing elite basketball right now.
Yeah.
They're going to be a good one. And then you've got Bama and Auburn on the other side, and there's some sneakers in there. Tennessee can play. But, yeah, man, I've got Michigan State winning one. I've got Florida winning one. I've got St. John's winning one. I've got Michigan getting knocked out in the Sweet 16 round.
Yeah, I got them the same thing.
They're just a little too inconsistent, too turnover prone, not enough guard play, I think, to go far. But the bigs can get hot. You never know. They got 2 7-footers that can score. Yeah. So it's fun, man. I'm excited. We've got a couple of pools here.
Yeah, we got
at the studio.
The office pool.
Who do you got there, Case?
I went State.
Yeah.
I got State winning. I got one. I'm a one bracket guy. That's it. It's just a one bracket.
That's raw dogging it, basically.
That's how good. You're down to it. So if they both lose later on this afternoon,
Yeah.
Well, that shows how much
goes.
you know. They don't play till Thursday and Friday. So
whatever we had Wednesday today. Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, so I got State and St. Mary's. And we'll see what happens.
St. Mary's, that's ballsy.
Yep, we'll see what happens.
I like it, though.
Yeah, it's one of those like, you know what? Why not?
Why not?
See what happens.
The underdogs, it's fun to pick the underdogs in the first few rounds. But you really have to stop at the Sweet 16 because if you take them farther, it screws your bracket up.
Yeah.
It doesn't mess you up too much, but you get a little heavy on the underdogs and you take them deep. Once they lose, your bracket's busted.
Well, speaking of underdogs, Chad is our producer. Chad, what team did you have again? Crichton. He got Crichton.
Had to Google it. Had to Google it first.
Taking him all the way, so he could be out at
Where's
noon
Crichton
tomorrow.
from? Okay.
Okay.
All right. You knew that. All right.
He knew
legit.
that. He knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has Crichton. So he could be out at noon tomorrow. Bracket gone, just like that. It's over. Yeah. So he's cheering for it. So
Really
we got
down
all
to the
kinds
wire
of
on
things.
going to Crichton. Huh?
Yeah, we got all kinds of options in the office right now,
Yeah.
from Crichton to Duke to Florida to Michigan State. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be fun to watch, and it always is. It's a great time of year.
It
It's
is.
a great time of year for that to watch it. It's really the only time of year I dial in on college basketball. But I enjoy college basketball over NBA.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, as far as like watching the games and cheering for the
100%.
schools, I love that.
Yeah,
So
I'm not an NBA guy.
Yeah.
Pistons are good this year, and they play like a college team. That's why I like them. But I can't handle the 95 threes a game between two teams. That's insane.
yeah. It's
Well, you get March Madness, then you go right into the Masters, and then it just
Then NHL, hockey,
to
playoffs. and-
So we got a good stretch coming.
Yeah, good stretch.
Pretty good stretch.
Yeah. The Masters sets it off for me as spring is here. The Masters is like, that's a special. That's a special
Hallowed
weekend.
grounds, man.
Like
Do
when
you
I get
remember
into
in
Masters.
college, we used to, when the Masters would come around, we would bring the TVs outside because here in Michigan, it's usually like one of the first like decently warm weeks or weekends. And we'd bring the TVs out on the front porch and sit there at the hockey house and watch the Masters on the porch.
Yeah.
That's
It
a
was just
special time of year.
Something about it, man.
Yeah,
the
that's a good
music,
one.
the everything.
Yep.
Well, speaking of that, there's Full Swing on Netflix. What are you guys watching right now? Like, what's
I've
what's
watched
at the
it.
time? Have you seen
I
Full Swing?
I watched it in 48 hours.
Yeah, I binged it too on a Sunday afternoon. It's shot really well. A lot of really good stories.
Good
A lot of
story
really good stories.
development. They follow the players, and obviously Scotty and the arrest that he had last year was interesting, and the whole behind the scenes of everything. But they do put the time in as athletes now. Golfers have become more and more athletes. They put more time in the weight room, and it's just fun to watch because it is a world sport.
Yeah.
There you got every different country represented in a top 10 of a tournament.
Yeah.
So I think that's the true international side of it is why it's really interesting.
Yeah. It was fun to watch. Definitely. Is there any other shows you're watching right now?
If I'm not working or at the rink, I'm watching the back of my eyelids because that's literally my life.
Yeah, Sundays are
At the
my
rink,
days.
at the rink,
Like I
at the
literally, well, I'm usually hungover. Let's be honest, but Sundays are like when I can just get into a show, and I just will binge stuff like left and right and catch up. I watched Face Off, which was the Amazon Prime hockey version of like Full Swing. Got into that. Watched like 9 episodes of that. Watched Full Swing, but it's documentaries right now that I'm into, like all these different crime documentaries that come out. Like my Netflix is full of just death and murder because it's everything is like all dialed in of like true crime. I could just get me in it. I'm just gonna sit there for 8 hours and watch it.
2 series. One, 1923. It's Taylor Sheridan's best, in my opinion. His best Yellowstone trilogy of all. 1883 was good, but then when Primeval came out, it kind of blew that away. It was so raw, so real.
Yeah.
And then by Peter Berg recently. Another one's Paradise, what I watched,
I've seen
and that was a really good story. It's kind of like Silo, but a different version of Silo.
I like Silo a lot.
Yeah, you'd really like Paradise.
So back to 1923, because I'm seeing this is popular right now in a big way because it's like every week they're releasing a new episode. The guy has been on his way back for an entire season and a half, right? So I'm not getting any spoilers. This guy's on his way back, right? The son. By the time he gets there, I feel like Kevin Costner is going to own the ranch. Like literally, it's going to be like
there's been
2023.
A lot of chirping.
It's been a little bit long, but
there's been a lot of chirping.
But it's good.
It is good.
It's really good.
I read a review recently about people bitching about God drawing the story out.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, the character development and the they're trying to build up, I think, how hard it was to move and to travel back in those days.
It's insane.
You know, and you look at, you know, what's going on with his wife, who's struggling to get back to Montana. He's struggling to get back to Montana. Prohibition, you know, there's really there's no laws. There's laws, but there's no laws for the police either. There's no, I mean, they just do what they want.
Yeah.
So it's a wild time, and I think in the process of getting back to Montana, he's doing a pretty good job at showing just how tough it was to move back then. And you can't be a, what do you call it, not a vagrant, but you can't be a whatever, a bum or you can't just
vagabond.
Yeah, you literally can't just go across the country and walk through because they don't like those people. I think they call them vagrants, not vagrants. But anyway, not carpetbaggers. That's something. That's a whole different era.
I feel like that's.
Nope, but anyway, it's interesting. It's good. That's the best. I've watched all of 1883, which is good. Yellowstone turned into a soap opera.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I kind of lost interest after season 3.
I folded.
But this one I really like. Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to watch it.
You're a historical guy, I know.
You'll love it.
I've been saving them.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Saving them for the right time.
Do it because you know you release one now. I'm like I watch one and I'm like okay, I want the other one. So like I wish I would have actually saved it, but I agree with you. I mean it's like back then 1923 to get from where he was in Africa to where he's at, it's like a month on a boat, then a train, then and he can't text anybody, and he can't so you know you're like, man, it was tough sledding back then. So, but yeah, I just feel like it's by the time he gets there, Costner's going to own the ranch, and it's going to be like, did I miss it? Like, did I get there? Is it 1900 yet? It's just ridiculous. So
yeah, it's drawn out.
Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. You know, a guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. Let's talk about Mountain Ops, a brand that I rely on to fuel my fire in more ways than one. I could sit here and talk about how undeniably essential Ignite is to my daily life. I could explain the benefits of the Super Greens, and I could ponder out loud how they got those Super Greens and Super Reds for that matter to taste so damn good. Or I could just give you a quick look into who they are as a company, because to me that matters more than anything. So here it is. They recognize God and acknowledge His hand in all things. They believe in being worthy of others' trust. They're reliable and honest with their information. And lastly, they take full and personal responsibility for their actions and the outcomes. There you have it. If you want to learn more about Mountain Ops and stay connected, check them out on social media at Mountain Ops or head on over to their website, mountainops.com. And remember, if you want to save some cash, use code Keefer.
What's that?
Oh, That is Longshanks. That is Longshanks.
There he is.
I'm going
And,
to just reach up here. And
Reach up there. Careful with the head, skull. It's a little gangreney still, smell-wise.
I smelled it when you brought it in. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he was laying for 3.5 months. But yeah, it's funny. Yesterday, I actually went through the archives. In 2021, he was all over our cameras, and he was impressive in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum 4.5-year-old deer.
I hunted him
probably a 5.5-year-old deer. 2022, 2023, 2024. 3 years later, he showed back up last year, and that's what he was. And I think he's an 8-year-old probably. He's not. He's a 7 or an 8-year-old for sure.
I mean, I know he laid dead for a while, but did he have any teeth?
I mean, he had teeth. I took pictures of his teeth.
Did you?
He didn't really stand out, to be honest with you. I didn't dissect him because I knew, honestly, that in 2021 he was mature.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
The crazy part is this is like 2 different deer on a skull.
Yeah.
Like if you found these sheds separate from each other, I don't know that I'd put them together. I mean, even with the pedicles the way they are, they're different. They're completely different. I
That
don't know that I
brow
would've put
comes
them
out in a
together.
different spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one's short tines and
Yeah.
a tight beam. This one's a big, wide, swooping beam.
That's what I
and-
mean. You'd be looking for this deer and this deer and not realize that this is Longshanks.
It's odd. I really looked at that, dissected it, tried to understand why, and that's 22 3/4 inches inside spread.
So he's
That's
right at
wide.
150, right?
Right at
that's what
150 and
figured.
2/8.
Yeah, that's where we kind of had him pegged.
But oddly enough, that right beam outmeasures the left
Yeah,
beam.
big dip, big turn.
Yeah, because it comes
Yeah,
out.
Comes back.
Yeah, out by like an inch and a half.
Yeah, because it does the big swoop and comes back.
Yeah.
and then
Tips up.
tip up. Where this is more pushed out. So
Yeah. But it was cool. I mean, so I went down there. You guys know Woody went with me, and I documented it, via GoPro, and took the A1 down and kind of just to get a closing on the story.
Yeah.
And the neighbors, as you guys know, are Amish fellas, and they led us right down their trail right to him, and he died. Like 5 yards off one of the main trails, and from 30 yards away you can just see all you see is a side rack, and it's a little bleached out, not too bad, but it is bleached out a little bit compared to what he was in the spring or in the fall.
Yep.
But it's really unique, when I was looking at his pictures on the trail camera, he was, we kind of figured he lived on one part of the farm. He was on the complete opposite. He was at Indian Rock.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah.
And it was November 14th, 2 days before we killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, and that's a mile, basically a mile from where we ended up, putting the 350 into him. And to me, we'd never seen him over there ever,
Right.
and that I know of.
Yeah. Just on the cell cam is the only time I remember seeing him come through. He was coming from Indian across into Pond and then over that way for about a week.
Yeah.
And then
For 1 week.
yeah, that was it though. And I never saw him on the east side.
You almost
Or west
wonder
side.
with being so different like that. Did he get injured and that's why he disappeared?
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't see him for a while. Because
Very
if you go over
possibly.
onto that side of the farm, there's some holes over there that they
Yeah.
could live down there forever.
For sure.
And we'd probably never see him.
We didn't see
'Cause
him for 2 years.
I know. And we never go into some of those spots. And you know how it goes. Like if they get injured, so if he gets injured on his right side, then his left side of his antler will suffer. And just how different he is. And the fact that he disappeared makes me just wonder.
Yeah, and why did he disappear for 2 years?
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. And why did, he show up? It's just, those are the things I try putting together, we all do, on the farm, is historically going back to photos and videos that we've got from our cams. In, certain times of the year, they're in these certain spots. And it's it's weird when you get to know a deer like that so well. And I remember going down on the 16th, we knew we were going to have an opportunity at him. That's how consistent he was on that side of the property.
Yeah, that was when he shined right there. That was like a 2 week where he was on the camera a lot.
Yep.
But when I hunted him like before he disappeared up front. And so he was coming on the bench up front. We have a bench, like a second tier bench, and he was using the bench. And he was coming up front. And he'd come up past the camera on the road, and I set up a double bull up there, to try to just sneak him in gun season. Never showed. He was always at night, and then he disappeared that winter. he was gone for 2
The
years.
interesting part is that year, I believe we had corn that stood on that side of the property late into the year.
Yeah.
So he was moving back and forth from that corn up top and down to the bedding and back and forth. And for the last few years, that's been cut early. So there really wasn't a reason for him to go up front like normal.
Yeah.
So maybe he adjusted based on, where the ag was and stuff like that. But I don't think he truly lived on us.
Yeah.
I think he, was a transient deer.
So I'll throw this out there too. You guys know me, I'm an intel guy. We all are. We pay attention to the cameras and the wind and when they travel, which direction and why and how. As hunters, do you guys ever think that we overthink the shit out of this?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, he very well could have just been like, I like it over here more, and lived over there for 2 years.
Yep.
And it could have been a half mile. It could have been 300 yards off the property line.
Yes.
We have no idea.
100%.
I think as hunters, we get so focused on this intel because we have it at our fingertips. But sometimes it's just like, man, we overthink this shit.
Yeah.
He's a wild animal. He just moved over there for a little while and then he came back.
It's such
you know what I mean? Like it could
such a
be that
great-
simple.
It's a great point. I mean, we're sitting here diagnosing this entire thing. We could have just not seen him.
It makes us feel important
Because
when we do that.
If you think about it,
Makes you feel in control.
if you think about it, the only time you saw him on the hoof, you shot him.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're just talking about cameras,
Yeah.
right? So like we never saw him in the field. He could have just been not like just moving around like you said. So it's a great point. I mean, intel is great, but it can drive you nuts.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we if we didn't have cameras, how fewer deer we would think about, that we would target because we wouldn't know. So, I think about this all the time is let's take one of our farms and just throw it back. Throw it back to no cameras, no intel, just doing it old school and seeing how that works. Still keeping the technology, but the mystery
hunt.
In that is there's something to that. It's like I think that's why people love hunting public land so much is because there's a mysterious part about that.
I agree with that.
There's some mystery there. And you look at Seek One, his big public land deer last year. That he had no idea that buck existed. He got on him that day and killed him. And it's like that's the surprise element that I think people are really coming to.
That's a lot of dropped. We go up and we land in Alaska. That's a real big haystack, and we're looking for a real small needle.
Yeah.
Every day you're like, what's going to happen today?
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
When it comes to whitetail, because we've got all this tech at our fingertips 24/7, I honestly think a lot of it makes us feel like we're in control. It's more for us than it is actually about killing the deer. For sure. It's like, I think I know where he's going to be, when he's going to be. I love that part of the chase, but there's also something to be said for that drop style where it's like, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Let's just go hunt and figure it out, just like more like it was when we were kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's an element there for sure.
Well, you never know what we're going to find when you go out there, and no matter what, like you still got intel, and then you get the mystery. It's even better because you do know it's there, and then all of a sudden, you just go. And then with Rip this year, which is a deer I killed this season, which will come out, which is awesome. But with him, I was so intel driven, that it drove me nuts because I'm like, okay, but it just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and then we shot him over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so you get tighter and I'm like, he's going to come right here tonight. And then we go over here and we shoot him over here. So you just never know, man. That's what I love about whitetail. So
on the intel front, I'm going to shift gears here. JFK assassination got released.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I haven't
Did
read
you see
it.
anything
How's that going to go?
I haven't read anything.
Here's what I did see some of it.
Did you?
Yes.
I haven't gotten into it
The
yet.
CIA apparently ordered it. And so a guy who was part of the inner knowings, he was an old CEI agent.
Is this the unpeople
CIA.
or something they called him? Like
Yeah,
unpeople, like or something like that.
That's
where
his
like,
name.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember his name. I just briefly perused through it because I was so interested. I just saw it real quick. And then, so what happened is, I guess he figured out the CIA directed this. And he didn't jive with that. He didn't like that. He was he wasn't a mouthpiece, but he moved out of town because he felt pressure from, he felt things could come down on him. So he went down, moved with his family, I guess told some of his family members what was going on and what had happened. Well, 6 months later, he committed suicide, quote unquote. Yeah.
But wasn't he shot to death in his kitchen and it was like suicide?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I read that seriously. It was like he was shot to death and it was ruled suicide. Like multiple
twice.
shots.
He lit himself up.
Yeah. It was something like that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. So I that's what I saw. Now that was what was highlighted. I'm not going to read the 80,000 pages. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But there will be interpretations of it soon.
I might.
I feel like you would read that.
I might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone down to the Henry Ford and seen the limo?
Yes,
It's
I
there.
have.
It's sweet. There's a giant sign that says "Do not touch." You know the
Yeah.
very first thing I did?
Touched him.
Touched it. You
Touched
have
him.
to.
Yeah.
We had a debate. We're like, do you or don't you? I'm like, I have to.
Dude.
Yeah, you just touched him.
Kinda reached out.
Well, there's fingerprints on it. You see that someone else touched it.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool when you go to the Henry Ford. It's sitting
Yeah.
right there. I can't think of the JFK assassination without thinking of two things. One is actually seeing the limo and where it happened, and then the other is our very first caribou hunt in Adak Island, Alaska, which we probably have somewhere in the vault that we can pull up.
Yeah, we can pull that up.
Chris kills this caribou, and it's like steep downhill. We're out on this like knob, this grassy knob, and he whacks this caribou, and this thing falls, bam, dead in its tracks. And he turns and he looks at me and he goes, "The old second gunman from the grassy knoll."
I don't know what comes out of my mouth.
Did you just reference a president getting shot after you killed a caribou? Like we had,
And you were filming.
I was filming.
So
Yeah.
he thought of this. He probably had this in his mind. Well, actually, you know,
I know.
he's
You don't
done the
know.
Sports Center, all this type of
I
shit.
don't know what's going to come
Right there on the edge of the
Sometimes
ground.
It's bad.
Right there on the edge of the ground.
edge of the ground.
Sports Center was the one that I don't know where. I mean, I probably just watched it that night or morning. It came out with the ESPN
it's
greatest
so
plays. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what's coming up. But the grassy knoll one, like, I don't know
That's
if
so
I pre-planned
detailed.
it.
It was so well. It
was on a grassy
It made so
knoll.
much sense. We were on this grassy knoll,
Yeah.
and it just bam. He pulls the trigger, that thing falls, and he goes, "Oh, the old second gunman from the grassy knoll."
Yeah.
And we started laughing. But every time I think of JFK, I think of that.
I forgot about that.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Caribou was sweet
That's
too.
funny.
Yeah,
that was
that was a big-
one of the first ones.
That was a big boom. That was
sweet.
the first time we ever filmed like together on.
So busy week in the fact that obviously the JFK files, but then they just went up and got the space people.
Yeah,
They just
dude.
bring them back, just like, hey, he's stuck. Go get him.
Well, only
They're
one-
up there. It's my job to bring them back, and I will.
Only one network says it's SpaceX that did it.
Yeah.
You recognize that? Like every other news network, they just went up and got him.
Yeah.
But
it was easy. Like it was-
SpaceX did it.
Yeah,
And
SpaceX
they
went up.
don't point that out.
Yeah.
But they do on Fox, of course.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Here's the thing that blows my mind about this guy. And I just want to talk about Elon for a second.
Yeah.
Right? This guy literally built a company that was responsible for going and getting 2 stranded astronauts while delivering a bunch of other astronauts into space yesterday. They landed and touched down at like 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And at 6:30, he's on the news talking about something totally different with the government and how he's trying to save money through Doge.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, like, think about that. The guy built a company that went to space and back and saved lives. And in the same day, he's like, yeah, we did that. Check that off the list. Now move over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's an impressive human being.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but you have people that say, oh, well, he just owns the company. He just hired the people. Well, isn't that what good leaders do?
Sure.
That is what good leaders do.
Yeah.
Does the president of our country, do they go fight the wars? Do they do all the things? No, they don't. I mean, you have to have great people. And, the guy is trying to do good things, I think.
Yeah.
Electric cars, he's trying to do things there. SpaceX is wild. I mean, everything, I shouldn't say everything, a lot of the things that he's doing is just wild. It's crazy.
Just the fact that we have the technology, like people said the moon landing was fake, right? You heard that for a long time. We didn't land on the moon. But then here's these astronauts, and they're like, hey, can you go get them? And he's like, yeah, I'll go get them.
yeah, I got you.
I got you. And the fact that he has the technology for us
Yeah.
to just go up and get these people who've been stuck there for 9 months, that alone is impressive. Just the fact, like you said, the fact you built that company that just went to space, grabbed them, and brought them back.
Yeah.
And it was like, we're good.
And literally, he was doing all the other stuff. And
Yeah.
that's my, like, takeaway is yesterday. It was like, all in a day's work. Okay, what's next? What's tomorrow going to bring?
Well,
yeah.
So space obviously is an incredibly, it's a crazy thing to think about. In town, Midland Center for the Arts, they have this exhibit called Infinite.
Yep.
And if your boys,
I did it. We already did it.
Did you do it?
Oh yeah.
So
Did it.
Infinite, and we'll talk about this. You put on these glasses, these VR glasses, and you walk through an empty room, but you're going through an entire experience of you're walking into. You push these orbs, so there's these orbs, and you push your hand on these orbs. They're fake orbs. You push your hand into the air, but it goes into these orbs.
VR.
That's how VR works.
Yes,
Old
that's
head.
correct. Old head.
Old head.
And it takes you into a part of the International Space Station. And you see them like playing catch with a football. You look to the right, and the football's coming this way. And you try to grab that son of a bitch, and it goes right through your hand. And the other guy grabs it, and they're talking about it. And everything you look at is in detail. I checked the cameras out. They're shooting with Canon, by the way, all Canons.
You see him you can see him in the news shots.
You can see all the. I looked at all the cameras. But anyway, it's incredible. And
it is.
17,000 miles an hour that International Space Station is moving at.
Yeah.
17,000 miles an hour, which is incredible.
That's quick.
Yeah, ground speed 17,000.
Ground speed.
So,
insane.
so you guys went there and you saw the space thing at the Center for the Arts. Last night I went to the Center for the Arts and went to Dear Evan Hansen musical because I have I have a daughter, and I went to the Dear Evan Hansen musical, which I saw. I was able to see it in New York when we went on Broadway, and actually it's incredible.
Did you cry?
I cried in New York. I'm not gonna lie. I got some tears on that one. That's a tough one. It's about
cutting onions
teen
in
suicide, and it's a whole scenario. It'll get you, but yeah, I feel like the old people that are doing that traveling show just aren't the Broadway people. They
Not quite the NBA.
Really get me in. not quite the NBA level of eliteness.
Notch
And
down.
Or
it
Jack
was
Pine
good.
Conference.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But I give them credit because I mean, obviously, I can't carry a tune, but
Yeah.
so yeah, fun to see. But I didn't see the Infinite or the glasses, so maybe I have to go back.
You got to go.
Can I rent one of your boys for the day and go back
awesome.
and?
Yeah, Gib hasn't
Can I
went yet.
take
Oh,
him?
actually, he did go. It's awesome.
Maybe Kylie will go.
She
with
would
me.
love it.
She'll love that.
Not only are you in the space station, but then you can go out. You get out, like certain orbs go outside, and you're standing outside and you're looking around, and like Earth is. I mean, it's actually fully shot specifically for VR. Like, it's not like CGI. Like they actually filmed it for real. I mean, it is.
And they have the camera when you walk in. They show the camera. It's got like 8 cameras around it, and then one on the bottom, one on the top.
Yeah.
It's wicked, man.
It's cool.
That's crazy. Well, that whole race for space thing right now with everybody doing it, and the Origins and SpaceX, and it's just incredible to see all the technology. I don't know why every shuttle has to be shaped like a dick though, because every one that I see, like it's like literally that's what the shape of it is. It's like what's happening here. But other than that, it's a pretty good little setup they got going to space.
So you and I are members of the Moose.
Oh yeah.
You have to be a member.
Eagles.
Okay. So let me go to the Eagles a little bit here. So I visited a rival. Went to the Eagles with Fillmore.
You cheated on the Moose?
I cheated on the Moose. The Eagles in north of here.
The one by my place?
No, north in Albright Shores.
Oh, okay.
Up there. So
Okay, sure.
Fillmore became a member. It's the Airy, if you will.
Area of the
Yep. So I went with him and Malecki, and it's just cool. Well, there was a live band there.
Yeah.
People falling over drunk. I mean, it happens.
It's the Eagles. Good
band though. This girl, she was a lead singer, sang 4 sets and just crushed it. Like, was really good. So we get going, and Fillmore and his crew, they've got the jackets. They've got the Eagles jackets. Like, the old school jackets from like the 80s that had embroidery on the back and on the front. It was embroidered. It said like Ken on the front.
Oh yeah.
So he's got one.
Like the one Lou Gossett Jr. wore. And,
Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle.
Yeah. So
movie buff.
Fillmore has he didn't want to wait to get his new one. So a member died recently, and his jacket was hanging in there.
Was his name Derek? Like did he have his name?
No,
there?
but this is funny.
Okay.
This is funny. So he's like, I'll take that jacket. Well, it has his name on it. I can't remember the guy's name, but his name was on it. He's wearing it around. It wasn't his name.
Oh, it wasn't his name.
It wasn't his name, but he's wearing it because he didn't want to wait.
It says like Jeff, but it's actually
correct.
Okay, got it.
So he takes it off, and I look on the inside of the neck, and it's got like stains on it, like neck grease stains. And this is from a dead man. And he's wearing this thing around. It's gross. So he comes in the actual, he He went as far to, he got the name of the man sucked out of the shirt, of the coat, and put Derek on there, but you can see the old guy still kind of like lives there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's marked, but his goes over top of Derek. He wears that thing, doesn't even think twice, puts the neck stain jacket on and rolls around there like he's, part of the
Par for the
Bloods and the
course for that
Crips.
guy. A redder shade of neck on a whiter shade of trash.
But you know Derek. I mean, I said we need to bring. There's two guests we need to bring in. Derek, Fillmore needs to come in as the deacon of 989 Gobbler Club, which we'll get into down the road. And Woody. There's several stories that Woody's got to bring to light to this podcast.
And Cornelius has got to make a trip in
Yukon
here as well.
Cornelius, he
Yukon
knows.
Cornelius. So
he
definitely.
approves of the podcast. He listens.
Oh, good.
He texts me. He's like, "It's incredible." Well, I want to hear the next one.
Captain Hefe.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Captain Hefe.
That's so funny. Well, so are we going to get moose jackets?
We need to.
Like, we got to get moose jackets.
They have moose jackets, and you're an Eagles, huh?
I'm an Eagles. I'm the Eagles out by me.
Out off Monroe?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Cornhole League.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
So the first time I got sucked into the moose, you go in there, and the first time you can be a guest, the second time you can be a friend, and then you have to pay the giant initiation fee of $60 for the whole year. And I went in the second time. I go, no, I'm just a friend this time. Next time I'll pay the 60. And I was like, and I came in, I gave her the $60, or Katie did it, right? So Katie got the $60. So then the lady goes, okay, you're a member. And I goes, well, we're members. She goes, no, she's a member. You're a guest. And I'm like, oh, come on. Now I got to pay. So now I'm like, okay, so now I am officially a member of the moose.
It's a process.
It's a process, but I love the moose.
No
man.
kissing on the first date. And you kiss on the second
right.
date, and then the third date you can
do
consummate
it.
the
You
relationship.
can get into it. But
Well, the first
Busch
time
Light bottles, man. That's the only place in town that has Busch Light bottles.
Busch Light bottles, you can get a
bucket.
whole bucket of them. You can at the Eagles too.
Yep.
Those
And
types.
they have Bushy on draft, and she is ice cold. She's a
ice
frosted
cold.
mug.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Moose doesn't. I don't think the moose has on draft.
They don't have it
We're
on draft. They just
bottles.
have it in bottles. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, not NBA level there.
Worth
at the moose.
it's worth $60 to get to
60's
that level.
aggressive.
For the year. I think that's
the
what
year.
it was. It's for the whole year.
Yeah, moose is like 30.
Or the Eagles is
Or Eagles, I mean, yeah.
Half the price.
30.
Yeah.
Well,
they get you on the beers.
And
though.
Eagles.
And they make you buy your card.
Yeah.
And if you want it laminated, it's like an extra $250.
Oh, well, see, the Moose sends you an automatic laminated card.
We get
for
it
free.
on our phones.
So, and we got an app. Do you have an app?
Got to get Doge in there.
We have an app.
We have an app.
Doge, start looking at the moose in Midland.
Yeah. It used to be something else, and it was sketchy.
Yeah.
I heard stories. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
sketchy.
Is that the one by the
It
old?
used to be the Elks.
Is that by the old
Then
studio?
it turned into the Moose. It's across from the Dow High.
Yeah, out by the. Yeah.
Yeah. The first time they said we're going to the Moose, I didn't even know where it was. They're like right by the, and I'm like, where?
And then we hung out for 3 hours and ate and drank, and it was $50. It
Yeah.
was like, I think we need to be members.
That's the best part.
That was
You're all
incredible.
done, and they're like, okay, $22, and you're like, what?
I thought she forgot something. Like I went back and I was like, you gotta whatever it is. She's like, no, that's it. And I'm like, what? I was shocked. So then I was like, yep, that's it. We're now members of the Moose.
Love it.
Done deal.
I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
And this is called Pick One. Okay?
Okay.
Pick one to eliminate. And this
Here
is
we
a
go again.
technology.
Always making me cut
Always,
shit out.
yeah.
I mean, that's where you put your nuts on the line. Eliminate one technology from your hunting season forever. And you have to choose from A, range finding capabilities and distance capabilities. So range finding and distance capabilities. Trail cameras, GPS technology. Range finding and distance capabilities, trail cameras, or GPS technology. And this is just hunting in general. This isn't just whitetail.
Yep.
This isn't, this is going out into the Brooks Range. This is
You go first on this one.
I
I've
would-
got my answer. I'm locking it in. But go
I
for it.
would, going back to our conversation a little bit earlier, just about going into the unknown. I do like trail cameras. I love rangefinders. I would get rid of GPS.
Yes.
I would get rid of GPS and just say, let's figure it out. We'll see what's around the next bend. Here we go. Going back to the very first season we had on Dropped, we really didn't have much for GPS back then.
Maps.
And we had maps. We literally had waterproof paper maps. And it was a lot of like, well, let's just set out and figure it out. There was none of this 3D or any of that shit that's out there right now. So it'd have to be GPS for me.
I have to agree. GPS, go in, figure it out. The only problem is I wouldn't know where to go in my car anywhere if I got rid of GPS, because I just plug in an address and drive.
Get out MapQuest again.
That's it, the old and go. So that I'd have to actually get used to. But I'd say yeah, GPS. I like trail cameras and rangefinders just from a. Yeah, I need rangefinder. I'm definitely going to say.
Well, rangefinders allow you to be ethical in every way, shape, or form. You can't get rid of that. That technology's incredible.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's probably GPS. I mean, you think about it, day to day, like trail cameras add so much to the hunt. Yep. It brings so many people into a story of yours. You can share it with so many people. So I think to not have trail cameras would be greedy, because it's so personal at that point. You can take pictures by hand, or draw pictures of this is the buck that I saw, but the trail camera just brings so many people into it. In range finding, of course, the ethical. We'd have to change sites. We couldn't use Garmin's anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely GPS.
GPS, but it does. I mean, Onyx. I mean, think of the capabilities from an Onyx standpoint that you have just for scouting in general. They're all big to lose. There's no question. Yep. But
we still take paper maps on drop.
We do, yeah.
As redundancy.
Can't rely on technology.
I take paper maps every year, and I've got all our shit marked on there of where we expect to be and when and how, and it all gets thrown to hell in a handbag when we get out there anyway. But you know how it goes. But there's paper maps. Old school.
Yeah,
still works.
I've got one more I'll follow up with. Another question for you, but this is just a straight up answer. Who is your favorite outdoor personality of all time and why? Favorite outdoor personality of all time. Think of back in the day, new guys, old guys. For whatever reason, that person's your favorite.
Can I say me? Just kidding.
I prepared for that. I'm like, okay, Chris is going to say
Chris
me.
Chris is going to say Chris. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a loaded. I'm not going first. Not it. I got to think about this one.
Okay, I got one because I just think he is the salt of the earth. He helped us earlier in our career. I've had so many laughs with this individual. I have a running joke with this guy just about every month. I text him, I'm just looking for a northwest wind. David Blanton. David Blanton. I think David Blanton set the tone early on in Realtree. I think what he's done for the industry, he's always willing to help. He has found some of the best talent out there as far as like on camera. Yep. Obviously, he's launched careers like Michael Waddell's and all the other guys from Realtree. Him and Bill, when it came to what they've done for the hunting on television. I don't know. I've just spent some good times with David, and to me with David, I've had breakfast with him, coffee, caught up with him. He's always the guy that when you have the conversation, you walk away and go, I had a good conversation with him. He didn't make it about him. He's always, been that way, and our relationship has always been really good. So I would have to say Mr. Blanton.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, David's solid.
Hero of mine for all those same reasons. So I'll let that carry that part. And I'm going to say I've got two other ones. One is a guy named Lenny Pepperbottom. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Lenny Pepperbottom.
Yeah,
and tell by the way it is.
And two is another guy named Man on a Buffalo. And if you guys have never seen Lenny Pepperbottom or Man on a Buffalo, I'll leave it at that. Go check those guys out and get back to us.
We will throw that on the feed.
Nature.
Get back to us with what you think. You can tell it's an aspen by the way it is. So those are my two.
Yeah.
Those are good ones. Lenny Pepperbottom, I haven't seen his trophy room or anything like that, but
he's got it.
He's got the mountain cougars. He's real good at.
He is, and the biting goats. he's dialed. I'm telling you.
That's a good answer. Man on a Buffalo is about the best music video you've ever seen.
Check those two out.
There's a series of Man
look,
on
it's
a
baby.
Hey, look,
there's a guy on a buffalo. Is it a guy on a buffalo?
It's a
guy on a buffalo.
I think it's Man.
Man on a buffalo.
Man on a
buffalo. Yeah.
It's one of the greatest. Yes.
Yeah.
I love Man
Keep
on a
the
Buffalo.
Baby afloat.
That's my favorite part. Keep the baby afloat. Yeah. So check them out if you haven't seen them. Lenny Pepperbottom.
LP. That's a good one. I'll go back to the 80s, and probably the thing that inspired me the most to get into this industry was Dan Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Dan
Ooh.
Fitzgerald is a Tecumseh, Michigan guy, passing through corn-crazed whitetails, all these hunt videos back in the 80s.
Yeah.
He was really the first. I mean, there was old guys in the same area, No Feather, Roger Raglan, a lot of those guys had VHS hunting videos, but Dan was a wild card.
Yeah.
He didn't really play by the rules when it came to how to tell a story. He was a little brash. He was opinionated, but he shot like almost 100 pounds, 85, 90 pounds on his bow. And he just did things different. And he made it feel real, like, okay, he's doing this. He's in Michigan. I'd go see him at the trade shows, and he'd have lines. I'm not kidding you guys. This was back in the day, like 150, 200 people waiting to just have a guy that hunts sign a shirt.
Yeah.
And he was one of the ones that, brought Muzzy into the fold. Like, he was the first guy to shoot a Muzzy. He would shoot it through metal, and he'd shoot it through bone, and he would go for shoulder shots. And that was, he was just one of those guys, and he had a cameraman that was actually part of the story too. They'd talk together, and it was just cool because it made you see that a hunter and a camera guy are kind of a team, and they went out and they did all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just cool. So, yeah, he was really, to me, a game changer for just being able to think, I think I might be able to do this.
Yeah.
It was possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was something.
Old Danny Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Fitzgerald Outdoors? Is that what it was?
Fitzgerald Outdoors. Him and
like
Guy.
that.
He's
Yeah.
got a son, Guy.
Yeah.
Who was
I
young
remember
back then. He's probably my age now,
Yeah,
45.
I remember that.
Fucking
All right.
old.
Yeah.
Well, those are all good answers, but Lenny Pepperbottom and the man on the buffalo, I got to tell you. Keep the baby afloat.
Yeah.
That's the one that just
Took
hits
'em
me,
all.
and I remember, Or
Yeah.
the cougar. Yeah. Hey, look, a cougar. So, all right, I got clip of the week. You guys
Clip of the
want to
week,
get
here
into
we
it?
go.
All right,
Clip
let's see
of the
Let's
week.
go.
Every week, if you have just tuning in, we go clip of the week. We go back in the archives to figure out what the clip of the week is going to be. This week, I chose one, and it started the revolution for us. This one started it for us. Now, I didn't do the full version, but I only did
The outtakes.
the outtakes
Oh, boy.
of the BCQ Visionaries from the Nikon Monarch Awards. Go ahead and play it. We can talk through the first little bit
Do we
here
need a
as it's
HIPAA
going.
pass to be able to show these?
Yes,
Look at
this
that
is
angle.
it.
I mean,
And we locked the door, and the door was locked.
Locked out.
All right, so you're going to see two extremely fit individuals coming in here from our guiding days.
Look at your.
Look at the
that.
vest.
It's a life jacket.
It is. It's a full light. Look at the size of that vest. Dr. Cianciarillo.
Nippon Kagaku. Dr. John LaCourte.
And there's Katie with no lines.
She's got an elk on her computer
Yeah,
screen.
she's
She's
looking
got
at
the
the
Nikon.
Nikon.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
Back
Nikon
in
EDG
the
glass.
day.
Look at that. Look at the bend on that hat.
It's like a paper. It's basically a newspaper at the end of your head.
Yeah. So this is like 3 minutes long, and I'll set this up while we're doing this right here. Is we were given a task, and we wanted to become part of the Nikon Pro staff back in the day. And in order for us to get recognized, we put together the Visionaries, where Casey and I got
It's a biting goat.
The biting goat. Look at the goat.
Look at the goat.
We got binoculars and a rangefinder welded to our faces.
Yeah.
And we went in and shot this, and they asked for a highlight reel of the season, and we gave them this.
Well, every year, yeah, they'd have the Nikon Monarch Awards.
Yeah, that's
which
what this was for.
This was what it was for,
Yeah.
and it was.
You know what we did is we stood up and did this in front of the entire industry.
Yeah, and that was,
hoping it worked.
it was
Yeah.
really
Because
bad.
they were either going to throw shit at us and tell us to get out or embrace it.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Unreal.
All right, here it
I
comes.
hope-
Here it comes right here.
I hope.
Listen.
Is this in? Yes.
Oh God! Small push there.
There's the old
Farts
man.
are always
You see me
funny.
break the wall right there? I broke the wall. I was like, oh, God.
I don't know what we were doing.
Monkey arms.
We were having
But we
fun.
took over this medical office. And there they are.
This was at midnight, by the way.
This is at midnight because the doctor's office was open.
Look at that hat.
That's it.
Jeez.
This was a good.
Uncle Ted.
Yeah, this is Uncle Ted. Yeah.
I still have that vest.
What's Cabela's outfitter?
Oh, it's Berber.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things ever. I actually don't know.
So to explain what's going on right here, the guys have one has 10x42s with a zip tie on his head in case he's got like a cyborg rangefinder on his right side, and Chris is driving.
And the premise of this was at the end of the actual one, which we can link as well, like the Visionaries link. We drove away, and I stopped 127 yards short of the stop sign because in my binos, it was right up front. And so Casey hits the rangefinder, and that became the Visionaries, which is kind of funny because I'll never forget we submitted that, and we go, well, we either did something or we ruined our careers, and that's the end of it. Because that was the time we were trying to get sponsors, and they go through the whole Monarch Award.
I remember sitting at that
We're
table.
sitting at this table, and
I had a feeling.
Everybody, Drury's, every guy in the industry's in there. We are just literally like 2-3 pylons at this table going, what is going to happen? And they go through the whole thing, and they show all these people. And there was an
all do
award.
nice. Pat Nicole did a good one.
Amazing.
I mean, a lot of good ones.
Amazing.
Seeing, Ralph and Vicky did a good one, and then he sets it up and he says, "This next one, I gotta say, out of all the years, I've never." And I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna."
They're gonna show it, and it was a 9-minute version, and they played it, and the room went like nuts,
like standing all. Like,
and I was like, "Wait, what just happened? You remember that?"
Oh yeah.
And to this day, we walked out of that award show. David Blanton walked up and asked us about Realtree. We got a couple other people came
Mark
to
and
us.
Terry came up and said, "That was great, guys."
Yeah.
And, we're just getting.
And
into
we were
the
like,
industry
all
back
right,
then.
all right. So this is our niche here, production and storytelling. And it started with the Visionaries is what we were trying to kind of put out there. But I thought that'd be a good just to show the outtakes. If you want to see the full version, it's too long. It's 9 minutes long, but it gets deep in there. And I mean, the welding, and we shot that.
yeah.
Gosh, I remember that was so fun.
Got to swing big, boys.
Yeah, gotta
swung
swing
big.
big.
That was either going to be the end of it or the start of it, one or the other.
Yeah,
so
that was it.
Thankfully, it was the start.
So I thought that was a good one. It started everything for us. And if you haven't seen it yet, there's just some funny shit that's in there at the end of the day. And that's back when that's what we were doing, man, right there. We were guiding and doing all of that just all day long.
That's all we
figure
did.
it out.
There was no other focus.
Yeah.
We weren't running businesses.
Yeah.
There wasn't any of that stuff. It was like,
Get it.
that is what we did full on 24/7.
I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. I didn't have anything.
No.
So,
Well,
cool.
I had a bend in my hat, though, that was pretty solid.
Thick bend.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
I was starting to grow a beard there, but you couldn't tell. It was thin, wispy.
It's like a half pipe, basically.
Yeah. It was bad. Oh, it was bad, but good times all the way
Good times,
around.
man.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to check out the old Visionaries video. Check out a little Lenny Pepperbottom. Check out some guy in a buffalo. You guys got a lot to watch.
Yeah, you got a lot to watch. For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
All right, well, that's a good one to end this one. We'll be going for about an hour. You guys got a lot to watch. You got a lot to listen to.
Yep.
And Wilder Minds comes to a close. Another good one in the books, fellas.
Good luck on your brackets, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're picking St. Mary's, good luck.
Yes.
Or Creighton. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best week. I always say this. It's the best sports week in my opinion because everybody's playing the brackets. Doesn't matter if you love basketball or not. You're in on it.
Yep.
In the percentage, you have I think it's like a 5 million times more percent of getting a perfect bracket than getting struck by lightning. Like it's infinite.
No one's ever done it, right?
Nobody's ever done it.
Yeah.
And who was it? Somebody offered up $10 million if somebody would get it.
Yeah.
Right. It's who's the richest guy in the world? He's an older guy.
I don't know.
God
Bezos.
Warren Buffett.
Buffett offered I think
Oracle.
$10 million for if anyone gets it perfect.
There you go.
No, I mean that was years ago.
Oh.
I'll get ready because it's going to happen this year, Warren.
If St. Mary's wins,
Coming at you hot.
you're the
minute
only
I
one
do
who'll
it.
have a chance.
Well, I picked State to win. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I did.
That's
I
true.
picked State.
Okay.
So
All right.
Sparties.
All right. That's it. Wilder Minds.
Episode wrap.
Mama say it's a new day song.